Sometime later, Henry is sad and he scares away the Sodor warbler, a special bird that visitors have come to see. The visitors are happy to see the bird riding on Henry's buffer later when he goes to pick them up. How does Henry feel after the visitors are happy to see the Sodor warbler riding on his buffer? Happy. Yes! Henry is happy after the visitors are happy to see the Sodor warbler riding on his buffer. Sometime later, Henry is excited that a photographer is about to take a special picture of him for a book about the engines of Sodor. Suddenly, Thomas races up so that he is in Henry's picture too. How does Henry feel after Thomas races up to be in Henry's picture? Very embarrassed. Henry is not Yes! Henry feels surprised after Thomas races up to be in Henry's picture. A lot has happened today. Now it's time for Henry to go to sleep. Click on Henry to say goodnight. Good night, Henry. Play. It's another busy day on the island of Sodor. Let's see how one of the engines is doing today. Which engine is feeling excited? Video games. Yes, it's James. James is excited that Thomas is coming to play hide and seek with him. Thomas is very busy working at Brendam Docks and has forgotten to go play with James. How does James feel after Thomas forgets to go play with him? Happy. Sad. That's right. James is sad after Thomas forgets to go play with him. Later that day, James is worried about getting his delivery wet as he looks at a puddle on the tracks. Thomas races through the puddle and splashes James, ruining his delivery of strawberries. How does James feel after Thomas races through the puddle and splashes him? Angry. Yes! James feels angry after Thomas races through the puddle and splashes him. Sometime later, James is happy that he's taking a load of children to the picnic. A cork pops out of a lemonade bottle on Thomas's passing special and hits James. How does James feel after a cork from a lemonade bottle hits him? Surprised. Afraid, surprised. Yes! James feels surprised after a cork from a lemonade bottle hits him. It's the end of a long day, and James has been really useful. Now it's time for James to go to sleep. Click on James to say goodnight. Good night, James. Printables. It's another busy day on the island of Sodor. Let's see how one of the engines is doing today. Which engine is feeling excited? Henry is not. That's right. It's Percy. Percy is excited at the chance to make new friends with two squirrels that he sees on a tree stump. When Percy rushes up to talk with the squirrels, they're scared and run away. How does Percy feel after the squirrels run away? Very happy. Angry. Angry. Sad. That's right. Percy is sad after the squirrels run away. Later that day, Percy is excited when he decides to make his mail delivery run on the express track. Gordon derails when he's forced to swerve into a siding to avoid Percy. How does Percy feel after he causes Gordon to derail? Surprised. How does Percy feel after he causes Gordon to derail? Happy. Very happy. Percy. Yes! Percy is surprised after he causes Gordon to derail. Later on Dowager Hat's birthday, Percy is sad when all of the other engines are given important jobs. Sir Topham Hatt sends Percy on the most important special of all, to pick up a big present at Brendam Docks. How does Percy feel after Sir Topham Hatt sent him on the most important special of all? Very happy. That's right! Percy feels very happy after Sir Topham Hatt sent him on the most important special of all. It's the end of a long day, and Percy has been really useful. Now it's time for Percy to go to sleep. Click on Percy to say goodnight. Good night, Percy. Play again. Play. It's a busy day on the island of Sodor. Let's see how one of the engines is doing today. Choose the engine that is feeling sad. Yes, it's Edward. Edward is worried that he doesn't know how to be a hero and thinks that he must be strong, fast and stern, like Gordon. Sir Topham Hatt tells Edward that being kind, gentle and funny is what makes him a hero. How does Edward feel after Sir Topham Hatt tells him that being kind, gentle and funny is what makes him a hero? Very happy. That's right! Edward feels very happy after Sir Topham Hatt tells him that being kind, gentle and funny is what makes him a hero. Later that day, Edward is happy that he's been given a special by Sir Topham Hatt. Later, when Edward chooses to complete his special rather than play with Charlie, Charlie says that Edward is too old to be a fun engine. How does Edward feel after Charlie says that Edward is too old to be a fun engine? Sad. That's right! Edward is sad after Charlie says that Edward is too old to be a fun engine. Later on, Edward is surprised to see that Sir Topham Hatt has a moustache and wants to play hide and seek with the children. Later, Edward learns that the man with the moustache is Sir Loam Hatt, Sir Topham Hatt's brother, who's come for a visit. How does Edward feel after Edward learns that the man with the moustache is Sir Topham Hatt's brother? Happy. That's right! Edward feels happy after Edward learns that the man with the moustache is Sir Topham Hatt's brother. A lot has happened today. Now it's time for Edward to go to sleep. Click on Edward to say goodnight. Good night, Edward. Play. It's another busy day on the island of Sodor. Let's see how one of the engines is doing today. Choose the engine that is feeling excited. Toby is feeling angry. Which engine is feeling excited? That's right! It's Thomas. Thomas is excited that there will be a party for his friend Hero, who is making a return visit to Sodor. Thomas forgets to invite the other engines to Hero's party because he's too busy looking for a present. How does Thomas feel after he forgets to invite the other engines to Hero's party? Happy. Embarrassed. Thomas is not. That's right! Thomas feels embarrassed after he forgets to invite the other engines to Hero's party. Sometime later, Thomas is worried when the giant balloon that he's taken to the fair for Mr. Bubbles floats away. Thomas delivers a new giant balloon just in time for Mr. Bubbles' show. How does Thomas feel after he delivers a new giant balloon just in time for Mr. Bubbles' show? Embarrassed. That's right. Thomas feels very happy after he delivers a new giant balloon just in time for Mr. Bubbles' show. Later that day, Thomas is feeling sad. Charlie tells him a joke. How does Thomas feel after Charlie tells him a joke? Happy. That's right. Thomas is happy after Charlie tells him a joke. It's the end of a long day, and Thomas has been really useful. Now it's time for Thomas to go to sleep. Click on Thomas to say goodnight. Good night, Thomas.